Hi, so I am Annie Trader. I am the Vice President of Alpha Lambda Delta, and this is...
I'm Kelsey Myers, and I am the President of Alpha Lambda Delta.
Yeah, and before we get into our presentation, we first want to say where the beautiful St. Vincent College is. St. Vincent College is located in scenic Latrobe, Pennsylvania. We are home to the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp, so if we got any football fans out there, this is where they play. You can find them on social media. And if you look to on our picture, that's actually our basilica, which was built many, many years ago. This is a Catholic school, and it was actually the first monastery in the United States, I believe. So it's a very scenic school. If you ever had the chance, be sure to stop by and get some Instagram pics. But for our presentation, we're going to go over some of the best practices that we utilize here in our Alpha Lambda Delta chapter at St. Vincent College.
So the first example we have is our timeline. This is our timeline from last spring, because this is typically what our timeline looks like with specific dates. Because of COVID-19, we have to be a little more flexible with dates and times as far as reserving spaces that accommodate our large number of students. So these are some of the different events that we've had before, some current events we have now that we've already had and we have found that works. We've had our first chapter meeting on Zoom. And we had over 100 participants, which is very unusual. Like, we have 300 members of our chapter, and we usually get about 50 to 60 for each chapter meeting. But having it over Zooms seems to work because people can do it from different spaces and be flexible. So we found that that really works. So September is also World Action Hunger Month. And we had a peanut butter drive where people just donated peanut butter jars for the entire month or sent a $2 donation to my mailbox, and then we'll donate that to the Westmoreland County Food Bank. So we have found that long-term events and events that are held online actually have great participation. So we send out our timeline at the beginning of the semester, and then we go over each event and upcoming events, and then review what worked and what didn't at our previous meetings at every chapter meeting. So typically we have 4. This semester for us, it's condensed into 14 weeks. So we only have 3. The unique part about our school is that we came back for in-person learning, and the majority of our members live on campus. However, there are students that opted to do online classes and they did not return to campus. So some of our events this semester that are adjusted from last is we have like an online lecture series. We have a new advisor this semester, which is awesome. His name is Father Michael Antonacci, and he's holding a seminar for us about graduate school and his PhD program. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so we're having a donation drive for one of the domestic violence shelters that is close to the school, and we're having our Title IX program coordinator and a woman from the shelter who helps coordinate the shelter and then educating the students at St. Vincent. They're both doing a lecture series for us. As far as, because we have a small school and our spaces tend to be smaller, it's hard to have all of our members together because of the 25-person limit for each room. So we're coming up with unique ways to have events outside and do pop-up events, and we're really utilizing Zoom because it's flexible for the students.
Yeah, and we find that sending the timeline out ahead of time as the semester begins is really great for students, because then they have an overview of what all ALD is planning for the year, and then they're able to kind of visualize like what events they're able to attend and be a part of. So in regards to our point log, being the vice president, and actually I do some secretarial stuff as well, I am in charge of the point log, and I'm sure you all have different methods as to how you organize your points for your members. For me, I organize ours in a very huge Excel spreadsheet with each member having their name, like their own row, and then I have a column for each event that we do. So if you look on the presentation, there's a snippet of our point log from last fall. We had an event where we write cards to troops and veterans. We had a donation, And then, so how I do that is if a member donated, they would get like half a point. I mark that in the column. And then I send out an update on points 4 to 5 weeks, just so members know where they stand. So the actual point log itself, I don't send out, and I recommend utilizing that in your chapter at your school, because this way I send out a Word document on our Schoology page, and students just have their name and how many points they have. And then if they have any questions, I can go into the actual point log and verify that they were at different events and that they participated. Whereas if I just sent out the point log, students could easily say, well, I don't have a point for this and I was there, but that way I have that kind of connection that I know they're being truthful, which they usually are. And our school is very community-based, which is really nice. As Kelsey talked about, we do have smaller spaces, but we find that, you know, the smaller school is really great for our chapter at ALD.
So for us, with ALD being an academic honor society, we do a lot of educational focused things, but we also find that it's important to also have a lot of service events. So I put a couple of our service events on here. We have on-campus and off-campus events. So Annie had mentioned our point log, and like most of our events that are on campus are half a point, but because there is off-campus service opportunities, those events are worth 1 point. And then we ask that each member receive 2 points each semester, so we know that the students are engaging in the events that we have. So as I had previously mentioned, we did a fundraiser for World Action Hunger Month. The Blackburn Center is the local domestic violence shelter, and we're doing a donation drive for them. Last year for Veterans Day, we wrote thank you cards, and for Martin Luther King Day, we had an event off campus where we helped at the food bank and put together lunches. So we do, and all of our events that we have on campus for the most part benefit people off campus. So this year we're like stuffing little stuffed animal bears. They're small, but they're cute. And we'll give them to children like at a pediatric center. Last year we colored pictures and sent them to a pediatrician's office, and they decorated the office with them and gave them out to their patients who were receiving treatment. We also have sent cards to Brookdale, which is a nursing home that's right at the bottom of the hill from our school. So we try to engage with the community as much as we can, even without leaving campus. So we also have meetings, as I previously said. They're held once a month. It's important to show the timeline so students can plan accordingly so they can reach their point requirement. And then I can go over all of the event details in person and field questions. And we often give away merch, and it's a good incentive for people to come to the meetings. And finally, we have pro seminars. As Father Michael Antonacci, our new advisor, is having one this fall. The Career and Professional Development Center is a great resource on campus. They review resumes, they meet with all of our students about career planning, internships, finding jobs on campus or off campus. They have a lot of great resources there. This semester, they are holding a seminar for us. We use a software at school called Handshake. I don't know how many other schools utilize that, but it's similar to like an Indeed or a LinkedIn. You create a profile based off of your major and your classes and your different involvements on campus, and then you can apply for jobs. All of our work studies are posted there, internships. So it's important that students connect with their career consultant and then make connections on there moving forward in their professional and academic career. And May Real is from the Blackburn Center, and she and Eileen, our Title IX coordinator, are doing a seminar on healthy relationships.
Yeah, so we just find if we do a nice balance of different types of events and, you know, seminars, meetings, service, fundraising, all different types of activities and such for our members, that we get a lot of participation from students.
So these are our partners on campus. We have the Career and Professional Development Center. That's some of the other seminars they have done for us, such as Dress for Success, where they go over what's professional in the workplace or for an interview, or like a professional dinner, which goes with the dining etiquette. They go over all of those details because oftentimes employers look for etiquette and manners and showing respectful behavior. And then they also have a seminar on networking, which just shows you, it's more about like how to be professional for students that have never had to go through that experience of a job interview, etc. So other organizations and clubs that we have paired up with before to hold events is the Winnie Palmer Nature Reserve, which is also at the bottom of the hill from campus. We're doing a nature cleanup there. And they're always very willing to have ALD members come and help. For the past couple years, we've had a donation drive for the Westmoreland Humane Society, and we figure out what their needs are and pair up with them so we can get the proper donations. Once again, the Blackburn Center and then the Westmoreland County Food Bank. Our members are also involved in many other honor societies on campus, and they're also involved in many clubs. So we try to connect with those honor societies and clubs to compare events. And it's nice to have our members be involved in so much on campus because we get their feedback and it's really helpful for us.
And just a fun fact, the Winnie Palmer Nature Reserve is this beautiful area that we have located on our campus, which is a nature reserve. But Winnie Palmer is the wife of famed professional golfer Arnold Palmer T, y'all know it. He's from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and so is Fred Rogers. So we have a Fred Rogers Center as well, just Latrobe, thanks.
So our last point is model flexibility. Our events can be changed and moved depending on availability. The timeline is not entirely set in stone because, you know, we understand that circumstances change and sometimes students of certain days just really busy for the majority of our members and we can't get the sign up that we need to hold the event. So we are flexible and can move the event. The nice part about sending the timeline out at the beginning is the members can choose which events to be involved in. If they know they're really busy, like at the beginning of October, they can be a part of the events in September or November, the end of October. So it gives them a chance to stay organized and not stress them by springing our events and meetings on them at the last minute. And then it goes back to the 2 points that I talked about, our events being half a point or a point depending. So the 2 points is the minimum involvement, but members can participate more. And if they participate more, they're rewarded by, we can roll their points over to the next semester. If they, and like that way, if students know, for example, like our student teaching students, they can be more involved the semester before and their points will count for the next one. So it gives the members a chance to plan accordingly.
And most students usually do actually go above the 2 point minimum too, which is nice because then lots of participation. But overall, and our presentation is over. We have a discussion. So if you have any Q&As for us, please be sure to let us know. Overall, we just really love Alpha Lambda Delta at St. Vincent. It's a great chapter, and we're really glad to have our chapter here on campus. So thank you for viewing.
Thank you so much. That was fantastic. I do have a very specific question someone asked, and I think if you want to go back, can you go back to your very first slide?
Yeah.
How did you make that timeline graphic, like literally that graph? Oh yeah, so I guess the next slide. Yeah, that one.
So we, this is a template that we use through PowerPoint. There's a blank template that I have a copy of as president, and then each semester we keep all of our documents together on a flash drive. We're actually looking to make a server for the Alpha Lambda Delta officers that can be rolled over. And then each semester, or each time the board changes, they have a fresh template that they can use, but it's just made through PowerPoint.
It is, okay, the different color line and the circles, and you can edit it.
Yeah.
Very cool, love it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, what else, any other, we've got a few minutes before our next presentation. Any questions?
I just want to chime in real quick.
Yeah.
I can't see me. This is Danielle.
Hi.
I'm actually like walking around right now, so I can't have my camera on, but I actually looked this template up on PowerPoint. I don't even know how I found it really, but it's on PowerPoint. If you look under like a template, like if you search the templates, you
Yeah.
can look up timeline or something like that. And I believe that's where I found it.
Cool. Timeline template. Very good. Okay. Thank you so much to Kelsey and Annie from St. Vincent College in beautiful Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Great job.
Thank
We're
you.
going to transition to our next presentation. Thanks.